Ladies, thanks for being here with us. If you could tell me your name and your date of birth first, that would be your full name, that would be great.
My name is Leila Ziadeh Bateh, and I was born November 27, 1928.
My name, Suad Charlie Farah. I was born in 1934, December 6, 1934.
Okay, great. And you know we're videotaping you. Do we have your all's permission to use it any way we need to?
Sure.
Yes, yes.
Okay, thank you. Okay, tell us, and we'll do it, try to do it one at a time. You both were born in Ramallah?
That's right.
Yes.
Okay. Tell me where you lived in Ramallah when you were growing up.
I lived في حارة دار إبراهيم, that main street that leads you to Tire.
And was that the only house you lived in?
Yes, I grew up in there till the day I got married, and then I came to America.
At what age did you come?
I came about 18 years of age after I got married.
And what house did you?
The house, Jubran's house in Dar Ibrahim, you know. I stayed there until I came to this country and I got married. I was 17 then.
Where was the house located?
Dar Ibrahim. It leads, like she said, the same section, it leads to the Tire.
Okay. What was the house like? Describe the house. Yes.
I had a nice house, like a two-story house. My dad and the family lived upstairs, and downstairs my grandparents and my single aunt were living there to take care of my grandparents.
So you had your grandparents, your parents,
Yes.
and the kids
Yes, we did.
all living there.
We enjoyed having them there. They really taught us a lot of things that they believed in, and we enjoyed having them.
What do you remember about your grandparents?
Oh my gosh, my grandmother was a lovely woman. She'll be sitting in the winter and she'll have that heater where you have charcoal in front of you on a container there, and we sit there, and I always asked her to tell me about her olden days, and she would tell me how my father was, what he did, and all that. It was very interesting, and she always blessed me. You know, God bless you, honey, God bless you. That meant a lot to me, and I learned a lot from her talk and about her stories.
And what did your grandfather do for a living? Do you know?
Well, I don't remember. You know, they didn't work at that time. They had those olive groves, and they had the fig groves, and they have lands where they would raise all kinds of vegetables. That's how they lived. I don't remember he would go to work anywhere. I was.
And what do you remember about your grandparents?
Yeah, my grandparents, they're the one raised us up, me and my brothers and sisters. And even he took care of my father and his brothers, because their dad passed away when they were young, so their uncle took care of them. And we called him Sidi, because our grandfather died a long time ago. And him and his wife, they took care of us. They taught us everything I know now. Believe me. If I want to dream of somebody, I will always dream of Siti and Sidi. They were good people.
So who lived in your house?
In the house with my uncle's family.
Uh-huh.
We all lived together in the same house. We have downstairs where they put the dried figs and the wheat and all that. But upstairs, it's modern. We have nice bathroom. We have just like here.
You had electricity and plumbing.
We have electricity and plumbing.
And what was the name of your that you called CD? What was their?
His name is Hanna Jubran Sheikh, his last name. And my grandmother, her name is Nijme Jubran. That's the only one I know. My real grandmother, we never know her. They died young. That's why he took care of his nephews. And then he took care of us. And we called him Grandpa, you know. Everything I know now because of him and his wife, Tete. Yes.
The growing up in Ramallah, what do you remember about, say, traditions or family or get-togethers, or tell me a little bit about that.
Well, I tell you, the parents insisted that we live our life in an honorable way. We always observed the rules and regulations. We would go out and play, you know, in front of the house, on the street, and if someone would fall and cut his foot, the other person would go there, rush, and they clean the cut and they take care of you, you know. We were very close-knit group there. Like they said, it takes a village to raise a child. That's what I felt they did to us. It was nice. There was no danger. We would play outside till noontime, and then we go to eat and go back again. Our parents didn't have to worry about us like here. Now, if my grandkids go to play, we have to watch them and make sure they're safe. Over there, it was nice. No danger, no problems, no crime. It was a good living.
Yes, the same thing here. You know, we lived a good life there. I miss it every minute of the day because we don't have this here. You worry about the grandchildren coming in and out. You always have to watch them. Over there, we played in the streets, you know, and we went to school. We went to the Friends Girls' School. We used to go to school and come back for lunch, then go back to school, which is good exercise. And everything they cooked at the house, it was healthy at that time. From around the house, the vegetables, they grew vegetables and the dried figs. That was the dessert then for us. And we enjoyed it. It was a very good life.
What do you remember about school?
School, it was a good school, the one we went to. You know, we met so many people from girls, students, not from Ramallah, from out in Palestine. Good families. Like the Husseinis, they're good families, well known there. Yeah, the Tajis, she was my best friend, Leila Taji. We had real good time with them. But we are farmers. These are the ones who come from different cities. They have money. You know, they are wealthy. I remember at the end of the year, a chauffeur used to come and pick them up after the end of the year. You know, we learned a lot from them and they learned a lot from us because we were farmers.
And they weren't from Ramallah, so they were boarded there at the girls'
They
school?
boarded at the boarding school, yes, they did.
What do you remember about school?
Oh, you know, all the English language that we are enjoying today was due to that school. We had American teachers who educated us, especially in English. And it was a beautiful years in that American school. You know, the girls were by themselves in a school the boys were in school with us until they were like 12, and then they moved them to the boys' school. And you know what, each girls' school and boys' school. And we had programs together. We'd go and watch football when they had a game or something like that. And the education in there was really nice. We learned a lot in that school. We're glad we do have the Quakers come and establish that school there, that, we were educated with them.
And you remember your teachers well?
Yes, Miss White was the principal there. At my time, Leila was before me. She had another
my principal was Miss Hannoush.
Yes,
She was
mine
very
was Miss
strict.
White. She was so nice to us, you know. And sometimes we took the Arabic language, just Ramallah people do, and they used to correct us. This is not the right Arabic language. You're ruining the language. So we followed that, rule. You start talking like the other girls who come in from Jaffa, from Haifa, from Nablus, the Masris that live in Nablus. We had real good time with them. But it was a fun school. But we were disciplined there, not like here. The teachers, they have respect for teachers. Whatever they say, it goes there. No, it was a very good school. All the credit goes to the Quakers to start that school there, And everybody in our community should help that school to keep it going.
As far as what year did you all leave Ramallah?
I left Ramallah right after I got married a year later. That was in 1947.
1947.
Yeah,
And
we
you-
came by boat, a nice boat called, Italian boat called the Setonia.
Uh-huh.
We were sick all the way till we got to New York City, where we lived. Our business was there, but we have a house in Brooklyn, New York.
Well, before we get to, let's talk about your marriage or,
okay.
leading up to that first.
Okay.
But say, for instance, let me ask you first. You were in the French school. This was around 47. You said you got married.
Yeah.
What did you all know, or did you all feel any effects of the war coming on or anything
No,
like that?
it wasn't we felt it after we came here, where Israel started acting up. But after we came in 48, they...
But nothing before that?
No.
Really?
Uh-uh.
Okay, tell me about, before we come to the U.S., we'll start with you. How, you said you got married and then came. Did you finish school?
I finished high school, and then he came. He asked his sister-in-law, I'm going to get married. Do you have a girl in mind? She says, yeah, I have the right girl for you. Just like that. So they came and visited us, and he took me a couple of times to Jerusalem for lunch, and he took me for a ride. And before the month was over, we were engaged. And a month later, we finished the preparation for the wedding. We got married, and that was it. And it was a permanent marriage. Over here, they date for years, supposedly in love, and it doesn't work half the time. But we don't know. We are dedicated. Once you're married and you say your oath in front of the altar, it meant it's very sacred. And we have to look after it to stay the way it is.
And who is your husband?
Ziadeh, Abdullah, Bateh.
And where did you go on your honeymoon?
We went to Lebanon. We spent 3 weeks in Lebanon. He went to the American University of Beirut, and he knows a lot about that part of the country, and he showed me everywhere. It was very, very nice. Believe me, they call it the Switzerland of the Middle East, Lebanon, because it has the mountains, it has the ocean, beautiful weather. It was nice.
And tell me about, you finished high school.
No, 1 year left.
1 year left.
And they asked for me from here. He was my next door neighbor. And he said, I want Suad Farah. And they called me, and my uncle, Dr. Khalil Jubran, was there. My father was here. And he said, Suad, if you don't want to, you just come back. Don't say no. So I left 1952, in December 1952, and I came to New York. We flew to New York. It took me 5 days to reach New York at that time. And I saw Leila there. She's my cousin. She told me, Suad, you better don't say no. He's the most handsome guy in Jacksonville. You better stick to it. I remember that well. Then I came, my father was in New York, waiting for me. We went back to Jacksonville, and I was engaged in Jackson. We got married in January 1953. 1 month. I came in December 52, and we got married in 1953.
And your husband's name is what?
Charlie Isa Farah.
And before we get into life here, you left Ramallah how, by boat or plane?
I came by boat.
By boat, that's right.
Italian boat, Saturnia. It was a nice boat.
And left out of which port? Out of,
Alexandria.
okay.
Mhm.
So let's talk about when you all arrived here. You all were married. Where did you settle first?
I settled in Brooklyn. We had family there. His brothers lived there. So, of course, we lived together for about maybe 6 years.
Who were his brothers?
His brothers, Isa Abdullah al-Bateh, Yusuf Abdullah al-Bateh. A third brother was still back home. He died there after we came to America. And I was living with my sister-in-law. My oldest brother-in-law was a bachelor. He never did get married. He was the head of the brothers. He made everybody. He dedicated himself to his brothers and their family. They had a trading company in New York City, Ramallah Trading Company, they called it. And everybody that came to America, their main address was in New York City, Ramallah Trading Company. And everybody that came, they would meet them at, if it's by boat, at the depot, or by plane. They go to the airport, pick them up, take them to the house. We give them lodging. They stayed with us. We contacted their families, and they tell us exactly where to ship that family, by train, of course. And my family, my husband and his brothers, they made sure that they gave them a bag full of goodies because they didn't speak the language half the time. And it would last them till they got to their destination to be with their husbands. And it was nice. I raised my family in Brooklyn for about 8 years. Finally, we decided to come to Jacksonville, where all the cousins were there. My husband wanted his kids to mingle and grow up in an Arabic atmosphere because Brooklyn didn't have few Arabic people, and he wanted our kids to grow up, in a Ramallah atmosphere. We've been here ever since.
And you have how many kids?
I have 2 boys and 2 girls.
What's her name?
George, Ziadeh Bateh, Lorraine Bateh, but she's married to a Syrian fellow by the name of Philip Mead. And my other son married Dana Salah. And my daughter got married to an American fellow. He wasn't much good, so she left him. She's been working with Prudential Life Insurance for about 4 years.
And when you came, you said you came to America in what year?
1952, December 1952, and I got married in January 1953.
In Jacksonville?
In Jacksonville, yes.
And then you raised your family there?
I raised my family in Jacksonville. My husband passed away when I was 36 years old. He was 45. Then I took care of the kids, my children. I raised them myself, sent them through school, graduated from college, and now they're taking care of Mama because I took care of them. Both.
1 second. It's okay. It'll quit. And tell me your kids' names.
Eddie Isa Farah, Charlie Isa Farah, Sylvia Farah Zaro.
And do they live, are they in Jacksonville?
They are in Jacksonville. They are 2 attorneys working together in Jacksonville. And my daughter works with her brothers at the firm.
Now, what did What did your husband's, what was their occupation?
They were importers of dry goods like bedspreads and all kinds of stuff. And that's the stuff that the peddlers, our people came, they were peddling. They would go to another town, they deal with the farmers, they go there and show them what they have in a lump sum. They start piling things up. All this would be like $10. They give them the money, and that's how they lived. And our people, my husband and his brothers, they had a big wholesale place where he supplied these goods for all Ramallah people. Whenever they sold their goods, that's when they paid us back. We waited till they made the money to pay us back. And that's the way they did it. Now my nephews took over. My kids came to Florida and they left the business, but Albert Bateh, the eldest of the Abdullah kids, his kids took over the business. And it's still running to this day on a different style.
And your husband did what?
My husband had a grocery store, which he disliked all his life. He always told me, Suad, don't let Eddie come here to see how I'm making money. I don't want him to be a grocery man. I want him to have education and live a good life, because I hated it myself. And I don't want my kids to have it. And he lived there. I mean, that's why he died young, because he didn't like what he was doing. He was complaining all the time, but he had to do it for his family.
And did you help him at the store? Or
No,
did
he
you
wouldn't
stay
let me
home?
go there. He will never let me go to the store, but Eddie sometimes on Saturdays used to go there. And he works hard there. And he says, Suad, it looks like he likes the grocery store. Don't bring him, let him come here no more. I don't want him to bring a grocery bag. He always used to tell me that. Well, they have their education now and they're working hard, him and his brother together. Eddie started the firm, after he graduated from law school. Then 8 years after that, Chuck, my youngest son, joined him. And they're doing great in Jacksonville.
Now tell me, both of you are Jacksonville, tell me, what was it like when you first got to Jacksonville? What were you thinking? What was you come from Ramallah, you were in Brooklyn first and
Yeah.
then came to Jacksonville.
Yeah.
Tell me what you thought of Brooklyn first and then Jacksonville.
Brooklyn was nice, and I raised my kids there. I had my kids 1, 2, 3, 4. In about 6 years, I had the 4. I was cooped with them. I didn't have nobody from my immediate family to help me raise them, but I managed, and finally in '56 we moved to Jacksonville, and Jacksonville was really home because all our people were there and we mingled, and the kids got to know their friends and who their uncles was and who their aunts were. In fact, my daughter one day, she came, she says, Mom, who's my stepfather? I said, we don't have one. She says, how come my friend, she spends weekends with her stepfather? I said, honey, her father remarried, and now her mother remarried, and now she's living with a stepfather. In our case, we don't divorce. You have an intact family, a mother and a father only. To this day, I laugh about her. It was really, we're glad we came here, really. It's nice.
And what did you think of, you came right to Jacksonville?
Right to Jacksonville. When I first came, it was segregation. And I felt so bad about it. Every time I used to take the bus downtown, we didn't have no movie theater around the house. I had to take them downtown for the kids sometimes on Saturdays. And they used to order the black people to go in the back. And this broke my heart. I told them, why they do that? I start questioning my husband. Why you live in a country so segregation is like that? I had 2 girls from Ethiopia in my class, and we loved them. They're just like us. Really, that's what upset me the most. And always I talk about it to my kids. I told them all human beings are alike. Don't differentiate between anybody. Everybody's equal. And they're doing that in their firm. They keep telling us, Mom taught us to respect everybody the same. That,
You had two girls from Ethiopia in the French school, you mean?
yeah,
At the French school?
no, in Jacksonville.
In Jacksonville, at their class, you mean?
And the class.
Oh, okay.
Yes,
I
yes,
see.
yes, yes.
I see. And what about did y'all, at the time there were
know.
a lot of Ramallah people here, but did you also mingle with neighbors?
Oh, yeah.
Yes,
like that?
I have good friends,
Mhm.
you know. My next door neighbor helped me a lot. The American lady, she's fine. I used to tell her, why you treat people like that? I used to tell her all the time. But now they're changing for the best. I'm glad.
Do y'all still have family in Ramallah?
No,
No.
no. They're all here.
My husband have his cousin. He still lives in our house in Ramallah, in the Farah house. He still lives there, you know, for the last 60 years. He's been living there.
And you're in contact with them? You talk
We
to
are in
them?
contact with them, yes. We have land there.
Mhm. When did y'all go back to Ramallah for the first time after you'd been here?
After 50 years coming to Ramallah, I went back there. And the first thing in the morning when we woke up after we arrived, we started just strolling down memory lane. This house belongs to that, or maybe this house to the other person. And there was this lady behind us. She noticed what we were talking. She said, oh, I bet you came from America. I said, yeah. How long you been gone? I said, oh, well, 50 years. What, 50 years? You didn't go what we went through with the Intifada. I said, well, honey, we were with you all the way and we felt bad for you. But we came to America to get a better living for the family. And we had the kids, we couldn't leave them. Over there, you have to have the mother with the kids 24 hours. Now that they're grown, we decided to come back. Yeah, I understand. But we really went through a bad period of our life. But it was lovely. We enjoyed every minute of it. Mm-hmm. And we came back one more time. We liked that more and more. In fact, we were saying, why should we spend our time and money in Europe and Greece and here and there? Let's go spend it in Ramallah. Enjoyed it. It was a lovely country.
Yes. We went together, me and her.
Okay.
We always traveled together. We've been traveling since 1985. After the kids finished college, I said, that's the time to travel. And at that time, when we were in Ramallah, we went to every house. We went to the French girls' school to visit our school. It was a very fun trip. Yes.
And what do you all enjoyed Ramallah? You'd like
We loved Ramallah.
quite a change though from
Oh my
Big
gosh,
change.
Ramallah is like San Francisco now. Every month you see new buildings going up. But one thing, they have no rules or regulations or inspection, or it has to be approved. They just do anyway. If you have a little front yard, they put a building, nobody would tell you what to do. That's what I heard. Because, I don't know, it's not like this country, really. It's nice and all, but there is no rules and regulations over there like here. But it's a beautiful country, the mountains, the scenery, the valleys. And the people are very courteous, and they are very generous. If you go take a cab, after you get to your destination, you tell him, okay, now how much is the trip? He says, no, leave it on me. I'll take care of it. I said, no, we have to pay. They're always willing, ready and able to extend a nice helping hand. And I like that in their culture, very nice. But we have to come back. There's no country like this country when it comes to
that's the best country in the world. Wherever we went, we said, thank God for America, really. The organization, how people are treated, it's really, really nice.
And over
we
there,
are blessed to be here.
Over there, we will stroll the streets. You don't see any original people, very few. Everybody is coming from, from other cities. and you just you don't know anybody. You feel sad that it doesn't
Sad.
belong to us anymore. But well, it's our fault. We left our town, and that's what happens. Others took over.
And they are take care of it. They are the one protecting Ramallah now. I give them credit. We left. We gave the chance for others to come and live there. I say it's our fault to leave, you know. Well, that's life. What you gonna do?
If you all could maybe think back and just someone who wasn't in Ramallah during the early years or the time you were there, just describe it for me briefly. If you could just, you know, in a minute or so, just describe Ramallah, what it was like then.
It was heaven, believe me, Ramallah.
Ramallah was very,
Beautiful.
very nice. The people are genuine. They care about each other, and they, you know, the kids were wholesome. We go to school, come back, and there is no dating and going till midnight outside. It was peaceful. At night, the parents put the kids to bed, and that is it. Over here, there's more freedom. That's why we have problems sometimes. When I grew up, I couldn't go anywhere. If I wanted to go to the Muntaza, for instance, I have to have my brothers with me to protect me, make sure we go there. And you know, when people to think, oh, she's on her own, you know, don't want to ruin our reputation. We didn't have bicycles to ride. Whoever rode the bicycle was supposed to be not raised right. You know, while here you give a bicycle at 5 years of age.
That's right.
You know, we really had a good life, no worry. The parents didn't have to worry about a thing. And I'm glad they raised us that way. And we tried to instill this behavior to our own kids. They know it all, but let's hope it keeps up with their generation. That's what it was with us when we were growing up.
That's right.
Is there anything I didn't ask you that you all would like to, anything sticks in your mind, any story, anything that might be, you know, someone might want to hear?
You know, I want to say about when Leila said about Ramallah. You know, when we went there, we caught a taxi to go to the Anchor Suite. And the driver in the front, he told us, are you Ramallah people? The original, I said, yes. She said, well, you came this time. Next time you need permission, you need to come here. I said, what do you mean? Really, that broke my heart.
You had to have a pass to come
Yes,
to
to come
Ramallah.
Ramallah.
Well, it's an incident with that guy, but that don't mean it's going to happen.
No, but it
Hope
was
not.
that's,
No, Ramallah is the bride of Palestine, and I hope it will always be, because the scenery, the climate, the people are nice, honorable people, and I hope and pray we still will have it under the Palestinian rule one
Yes,
day,
I hope so.
and we'll be, you know, perfectly proud to call it our country. We have to really work hard to keep our Ramallah city
yeah.
good and to welcome us anytime we go back.
You know, my son took his kids to the United Nations in the summer. And they went there and they went around. There was an Israeli state. They said it was declared the state of Israel in Palestinian land in 1948. And Ramzi, my grandson, said, Teta, that we are a people with no country. We should fight for it and get it back. He's 11 years old, and he's telling me that. I said, Ramzi, maybe one day when you grow up, we'll have a Palestinian state.
Hopefully.
And there was a sign beside the Israeli state. They created their land on our land. The Palestinians still waiting for their country, for their state to come. That's sad. Yes.
Do you think, what are your hopes for peace in Palestine?
We're trying.
We're trying.
Hopefully,
I
one
hope so.
day it
I
will
think
happen.
it's a little bit better now. What do you think?
can't answer.
It's better now. People are recognizing our, rights.
Everybody's selling his land. Looks like they all wanna just move on. Huh? They'll buy it again if it should be a Palestinian state, Very tough to have it like that.
Do y'all remember anything about, or did y'all go to, did y'all have a cinema, or
Yeah.
what did
I
y'all
did.
do
My
for-
my uncle built a cinema in Ramallah, Al-Walid, Cinema Al-Walid. My uncle, Dr. Khalid Jubran, built it, and we went to Cinema Dunya when I was there.
Not like here. I
No.
mean, once in a blue moon we go there, bring us a film. It's not like here around the clock. You have movies coming and going.
No.
But
On
it was
weekends.
limited.
Yeah.
It was limited, Not too many people could spend money on movies like here. Some of them, limited income. They want to feed the family and do the necessities in life. Over here, they have plenty of money, and kids work, and they earn it, and they spend on themselves. But over there, life is very conservative and careful, and they live for tomorrow, more or less. Over here, they live day by day, whatever.
Right.
That's what it is. We don't have the luxury that those kids are having. It was a good life.
We were content.
We didn't know any better.
Uh-huh.
Anything else y'all want to add?
I think we said it all.
Leila did good. Yes.
God bless America and God bless Palestine.
Palestine. too.
Hopefully,
Yes.
it will always be our country.
I hope so. In our time, I hope so.
Thank you for your time.
Thank you very much.
Thank you all.